因为其实在我小的时候，很长一段时间会觉得传统题材有点无聊，但是后来我发现，无聊的其实是我自己。我觉得一个好的艺术家就是能把老的故事用新的方式，让大家喜欢的方式去做出来，去征服观众吧。
Dough figurine is one of China's popular folk arts. It uses wheat and glutinous rice flour to craft fascinating figures. Artists mix flour with other ingredients like honey and pigments to carve out figurines, be it animals, characters, or people. Different regions in China have their unique style of dough figurines. One of the most popular ones is Beijing's dough figurine Lang. It's named after Lang Xiaoan, who crafted his style in the early 20th century. In 2008, dough figurine Lang was included in the National List of Intangible Cultural Heritage of China. Lang Jiaxi Yu is the third-generation descendant of the Lang family.
其实面人呢，大概分为4个步骤。第一个步骤呢，就是你要准备材料，然后去把姜母面、富强粉、蜂蜜和盐这些材料做成一个可以雕塑的材料。然后第2步呢，就是去构思你的作品。然后第3步呢，就是把你构思好的作品，就用你的这个面塑技艺把它做出来。然后第4步呢，就是做完之后把它这个静置，然后阴干。就做人物最难的还是做他的面部，因为小朋友都要长得有小朋友的样子。儿童有自己专属的一个面部的比例，如果不出意外的话，你这不破坏它，放个180年是没问题的。我们家时间最长的是我爷爷1930年的时候做的。其实到最后最难的还是说你怎么能把自己的作品给设计好。
Dough figurine works are easy to carry and don't cost much, which makes them quite popular among children. A figurine can be produced rather quickly. Artists can make one in as quickly as 5 minutes, but what sets the masters apart is their ability to make figurines lifelike. Lang Jiaxi Yu prefers to treat his figurines as artwork rather than a toy or a showpiece.
我自己的作品就是现在没有卖给个人的这种形式，基本上都是跟企业合作。大家没有习惯传统手工艺人回到工作室里边用几个月去打磨一个作品的这样的一个状态。
Chinese traditional handicraft began to fall out of favor in the 1980s as newer trends and craft began to catch up. At a time when Western culture was gaining purchase in China, Lang Jiaxi Yu was just 3 years old when he began to learn the art of making dough figurines. After years of perseverance and hard work, he gradually learned how to express himself through his craft.
这个也是我之前做过的作品，然后也是我之前提到比较满意的，就是《山海经》祝融。以后究竟你自己的作品能不能成为一个新的流行，后来成为一个新的传统，这个都要历史去评说。我们在此刻只能说用我们自己全部的认知，不断的去丰富自己对这个时代的认识，然后掌握自己这个手里的技巧，去尽可能表达自己。
The term China chic has caught the popular imagination lately. It refers to the rise of China's native fashion trends, and yet the passing of these traditional craft down the generations is a big challenge. As the third generation of dough figurine Lang Jiaxi Yu feels deeply about inheritance.
95后非遗传承人这个标签呢，就是从我10几年前的时候就挂上了。我倒特别希望能有更多的年轻人出来，05后、00后这样的传承人能够出来。